I've struggled with mental illness and other issues, addiction issues, substance issues, my whole life, trying to feel normal and fit in. I have PTSD as well. That was one of the significant contributing factors that led me here. I had been a policeman for my whole life, and I'd been a policeman up in Chicago. I spent a significant amount of years working undercover. I was in the DEA task force. So I've been in and out of scenarios from childhood through adult life that have caused a significant amount of stress and trauma. And I've also tried to find solutions for them. One of the things that I tried to do was a Stellate Ganglion Block, which is another treatment for PTSD, where they go in and they give you a shot between your C6 and C7, and it's like an epidural shot, and they're using it for veterans for PTSD, and it worked short term for me. But again, it wasn't a long-term solution. So I was on this continuous path, and I heard that psychedelic medicine and plant medicine was an alternative way. Now, for many, many years, that wasn't an option for me because I was in law enforcement. So I wasn't allowed to use medicines that are available today through the use of or through a doctor. I was at wit's end. I really was. I had ruined a lot of relationships. I had familial relationships. I had friend relationships. I ruined my reputation as a cop towards the end. And I thought I was just going to go wander off and crawl into a hole, and that my story would never be heard, and that I would just be silenced for the rest of my life and talk about how I used to be something and that ended up being a failure. And prior to coming here, I was really desperate. I was ready to give up. But I've been through a lot in my life, and I knew that if I could live to fight another day, that I would live to fight another day, and that those feelings that I was having then, they weren't real. They were a desperate part of me that was saying, you got to get help. You got to get help, and that was what led me here. My fear that I may in a hasty moment do something to hurt myself that I would then regret, because suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. So I went through, I think it was 6 treatments over maybe a 30-day period, and that ended about 6 months ago. The actual treatment itself, I was scared because I didn't know what to expect. For me, it was a very peaceful experience. It seemed as if every breath that I took in, as I was letting it out, I had this feeling that everything was okay. I was present and in the moment. My whole life, I've either been worrying about something that already happened and obsessing about it, or I'd be fearful of something coming up, and I could never, enjoy being here in the moment and present. Even in a conversation, my head was always somewhere else. And this instantly put me in a position of feeling really euphoric and feeling at peace. Fear was such a huge part of my life prior to doing this treatment. And since I've had the treatment, the fears that I've had towards religion and God and all, they've all subsided. And I don't know how to explain that. It's almost like I'm okay being here and right now. And I've shed a ton of skin. My whole life I felt like I was a chameleon, where I was trying to fit in to everything around me. And now I feel like for the first time I could be myself, and the world can fit in to me. And that's really refreshing. So one part of me is really social, and the other part of me is really afraid of people. So what do? You have a guy that needs to be around people, and yet he's totally afraid of them. When you take that connection away from me, it's almost like I'm dying inside. And a few years back, after having been a policeman and having some personal failures in my life, I kind of had a nervous breakdown, and I retreated from society. And we moved to Florida from Chicago. And I basically started over. I said, okay, I've got a fresh slate here, and I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew that I couldn't stay inside forever. And I was inside a lot. I retreated into my home and retreated from the world. And it wasn't until I got this therapy that it allowed me to come back into the world with creativity. So sparking creativity, if you want to talk about something that's come from that, I make TikTok videos, okay? TikTok has been I don't even know what you call it, but it's like my new purpose, because I started figuring out a way to connect to the world without having to be around people, by making videos and expressing myself in unique ways. And I was terrified of this concept, but I posted a video, and then I posted another one. And then some people wrote some bad comments, and of course I got scared. I've spent so much time caring about what other people think of me that I actually changed who I was to fit in who I thought that they wanted me to be. And that got tiring by the time I was 50 years old. I don't do that anymore. I'm me, I'm who I am, and if you like me, that's great. Here are my TikTok videos, and it's allowing me to connect to the world again. And I went from having 0 followers to 14,000 followers. I've got a video with 5 million views. I got a video with 1 million views. I've got dozens with hundreds of thousands of views. And I think it's because I'm doing a good job of relating myself and connecting to the people that I'm supposed to connect to, not the people that I think I'm supposed to connect to. Nothing has really changed in my daily routine. However, my daily routine since the treatment began has changed. I'm up and out of the house in the morning. I'm out filming TikTok videos. I talk to strangers. Part of my recovery has been to engage in conversation with complete strangers. And I find myself engaging with people and learning about people. I've undergone a lot of hardship in shedding who I was or who I thought I was for this to emerge. So ketamine has been the catalyst that has allowed me to blossom into my true self. I've paid my karmic debt to society. TikTok has brought me back to life. Ketamine has brought me back to life. And I'm now engaging again.